Good evening, and welcome to another World of Warships video with Captain Darkwingglacier. This replay was sent to me by Dutch Delights, a valued member of the Naval Alliance. He is the man responsible for making the Naval Alliance logo that you see in my intro, and he has provided lots of valuable graphics and so on for our Facebook pages and other things, and he sent me this replay so I could give my, hopefully, valued commentary. And whoa, we're like kind of on the inside of the ship here. That's kind of interesting. So this replay is about Dutch Delights taking out his Tier 6 premium German destroyer, the T61. And he starts off the battle by making some music. And I do have to say that Dutch Delights is the epitome of the positive player. He advocates in every interaction I've had with him his desire that we project a positive image on this game. We're not going to be the kind of players who just rail against wargaming, complain about how crappy all the other players are, and so on. He thinks we should all be out here having fun while playing this game, and you don't do that by attacking other players. Well, you can attack their ships, that's just fine, but attacking them personally or attacking Wargaming the company personally, I mean, certainly we can criticize them and not agree with them, but that is quite different from attacking them and making the game a negative experience for others. So I do have to commend him, and he has made an ideal that I strive to live up to as a player and YouTuber myself. Although I do have to say that sometimes he can be a little bit snarky. I have a little story. He prefaced this by saying he did not intend to offend me, but he said, Glacier, how come on your videos you sound a lot younger than you look? And, I know, of course, that he did not intend to insult me at all, but I guess I do have a youngish sounding voice, apparently. I did tell him that I do prepare for every YouTube video by
inhaling some helium before I play.
Of course, I'm kidding about that, but maybe I should try that at some point just to see how it works out. In any event, I thought maybe I need to mess with the sound a little bit so I can sound a little more
masculine and tough and badass.
So I'm probably going to be playing with the audio in this game and see how I end up sounding. So Dutch has opened fire on the enemy Atlanta before turning away from the cap. He is, let's see, he's going to be turning to port or starboard here. Yeah, he's definitely turning away, so I guess he's probably going to proceed to Cap Charlie and support the friendly Kagero that's there, and maybe do what he can to take out the enemy destroyer that just capped. At this point, he's playing rather cautiously. He needs to see what's up there. He doesn't want to blunder into the fire of the enemy Charles Martel. Looks like there's an Otago there as well. And I believe that's an Irian. Yes. And he is divvied up with the Otago there, so he definitely doesn't want to run afoul of those two because they will just focus him down and obliterate him rather quickly. As a Tier 6 ship, he is the lowest tier ship in this game, or one of the lowest tier ships, so he has to be extra cautious despite the fact that the T61 is an excellent destroyer for its tier. It is commonly thought of as being overpowered for Tier 6. Yeah, so currently the team's Fiji is in Cap Delta, and he is asking for help because basically he's been left all alone there. He does have some allies far off to the northeast of him, the North Carolina and New Mexico, kind of acting as snipers, and honestly they're a little bit too far away to provide him the support he needs. The friendly Cleveland is either going around the islands, but is not contributing much over there either, at least for the short term. So here we go, Dutch's torpedoes. He looks like he might get some hits on the Irian. I think maybe one, and maybe a second one's going to get a hit too. Yes, the second one does connect. Oh, 3 hits actually. Where did the third one go? I must have missed that. He almost kills the Irian there. Doesn't quite do it. Does it look like he's flooding? No. The Irian must have repaired. So nice good torpedoes there. There's some salt in chat right now as someone is complaining that they're not getting support, and as you can see, they're pinging the map right now. Yeah, the Fiji is now having to back out because he did not get the support he needed. Dutch is now confirming that he does need the support, and I assume that Dutch now is going to make a run at capping Delta. So far the team does have a 2-ship advantage as 2 enemy cruisers have been destroyed. And the Kagero, the friendly Kagero that is now capping or reversing into Charlie to take that. The Kagero was able to torpedo the enemy Fushun, who flooded out and is now dead. So they have a 3-ship advantage. But as is common on this map, Northern Lights and North, they are both very similar, is that both teams do end up camping on their side of the map, because anyone who pushes through the caps tends to end up getting focused and taken down repeatedly. So the beginning of the game tends to be long-range torpedo sniping as well as just main battery sniping. So this is not one of my favorite maps. The only real open water fighting occurs on the extreme west of the map and occasionally on the extreme east. In the west, you can engage the enemy almost immediately, whereas on the eastern side of the map, you pretty much take yourself out of the battle for what can prove to be, too long, and essentially you're eliminating yourself from the game, and you can often lose the game due to the fact that your guns are taken out of the battle. So here we have the enemy Richelieu kind of doing the same thing, and it looks like a Benson as well. They're both essentially out of the battle for the short term, but now they are coming in, and Dutch launches his torpedoes in an attempt to take out this Benson, and he's not going to get the Richelieu, but he is hopefully going to thwart the Benson, who's probably going to go hiding behind that island right now. And those are probably friendly torpedoes launched by, I'm guessing, the friendly Atago. And the Benson has popped off smoke, so he is currently undetected. Dutch wisely kicks off his hydroacoustic search, and the Benson is apparently retreating away rather than hiding behind the island in front. He is still, no longer. He was preventing Dutch from capping, and he did force Dutch to back up just a little bit too far, so he was prevented from capping as well. But the friendly Fiji has now moved into the cap along with him, and they're still keeping an eye on that. And most of the enemy fleet is, not doing so well. They are down 5 ships to 1 on the friendly team. So it is definitely going rather well for Dutch's team so far. And I believe they're going to be able to cap this without any problems, because neither the Benson nor the Richelieu have any way of detecting Dutch while he's in the smoke. Yep, so there's the cap of Delta. And at this point, if I was Dutch, now would be the time to go hunting. I mean, straight ahead, continuing to the south, there's a North Carolina, Queen Elizabeth, Helena, and New Mexico. And there's also an Otago there. The Otago is the only one who can detect him at range, and that's only with hydroacoustic search, provided that the player had it to begin with. But it looks like instead he is going east. He wants to go after the Benson. Is the Benson even there? Yeah, the Benson was taken out, so I'm not quite sure what he's doing at this point. He is maybe trying to get behind the Richelieu, but the Richelieu is already plenty off to the north. And the Richelieu is rather fast, so I don't think that Dutch is going to be able to take him out. So maybe he's just planning on playing defensively and holding the cap to prevent the enemy from taking it. Because, I mean, honestly, they are up 631 points to 247. There's no reason that they have to push. They can essentially rest on their laurels, and as long as they don't do anything stupid, they're going to win this game in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, so presently I think he's just looking around for targets, just kind of waiting to see who he can help out. I mean, if I were Dutch in this case, I probably just, I like playing more aggressively, so I would have just gone south and gone hunting after the New Mexico or the Otago or the Helena. I just wouldn't be able to resist that. I want kills. I mean, hopefully not to the detriment of my team. I wouldn't be so foolhardy. Well, at least I wouldn't intend to be so foolhardy as to, just charge forward and get myself killed, and contribute to throwing the game on behalf of my team. But just because I don't intend to be foolhardy doesn't mean I always succeed. Frequently, I do plenty of stupid things when being aggressive, and the more kills I get, the more cocky I get, and I've ended up at the bottom of the ocean due to that many times. So now it looks like Dutch has made the decision. He is going after the Richelieu, and he is either going to sink him or attempt to sink him, or try to catch up. But the friendly Cleveland and the New Mexico are ahead of him. The New Mexico is going to be no contest whatsoever. He's just going to fly by him. The Cleveland will keep ahead for a little bit, maybe can do some spotting, and allow Dutch to get his torpedoes off. Now we're currently at 855 points, and the Richelieu is continuing to flee, so I don't think Dutch is going to be able to do too much to take him out, because it's notoriously difficult, regardless of the ship that you're facing, to launch torpedoes from a stern chase position and expect them to catch up, because the range of the torpedoes just isn't sufficient to catch up to essentially any ship that is, stern on and remains stern on for the entire run of the torpedoes. So Dutch does get some gunshots off, and maybe he can set a fire or two and contribute to taking out this Richelieu. The rest of the team has now completely overrun the enemy to the west. A friendly Richelieu is going to take Cap Bravo, and the enemy Helena, enemy New Mexico, and the Richelieu that we see right here are the only 3 survivors. So Dutch is continuing to attempt to set a fire. And I'm guessing he is doing decently well in causing some damage, despite the fact that he has to arc his shells over this island. But I think the Richelieu is going to get out of line of sight, and it doesn't even matter because 1,000 points, and the team gets a victory. So there we go. That was Dutch Delights. He gets 42,000 points. 3 torpedo hits at the beginning, which definitely contributed to starting the game off on the right foot. And there we go. So thanks to Dutch for providing this replay for me to give commentary on. And everyone else, thanks for watching.